Greetings, friends. It's time for another edition of On the Porch with Pastor. I'm excited about being out here today. I've come out early because it's going to be hot and humid today, and I'll be facing enough of that as I stand over this grill later. Lord willing, I stand over the grill later. But recently in America, there's been some decisions that have come down, and particularly from the Supreme Court, that have caused some folks to be emotional and on both sides of the issue. And sometimes when we get emotional, we don't see things for what they actually are. We see things for what we think them to be, or what we are afraid they'll be, instead of looking at what they are. But it's got me thinking a lot about family values and the talk that's going around about family values. So I found this installment on Front Porch Tales to be right on point, so I want to share it with you. It's simply called Family Values. First, let me say that I'm a big believer in the family. Our country is only as good as its families. I am for the family. In fact, I think everyone ought to belong to the family. Naturally, by family, I mean one husband, one wife, and 2 kids. If the wife can stay home with the kids, that would be nice. And if they can live in the suburbs, that's even better. Just like on Leave It to Beaver. Now that was a family. A lot of people think families are in trouble because women work outside the home. There's something to that, and I think Congress ought to hold a hearing on why we let it happen. If I remember right, this trend started with the advent of the outboard motor. Men who had been content to stay home on the weekends and build birdhouses in the garage wanted to spend weekends at the lake. But boats cost money, lots of money, more money than most men make. So we encouraged our wives to enter the workforce. They wouldn't have to earn a lot, just enough to buy a nice boat. Let's say 67 cents to our dollar. So women started working, and everything fell apart. My fellow Americans, our task is clear. If we want to restore family values, we're going to have to do something about the rising cost of boats. What I propose is electing politicians with the courage and conviction to enact boat subsidies for the average American family. Instead of throwing all our money away on welfare, let's get to the root of America's real problem: skyrocketing boat prices. I think churches ought to get behind this. After all, Jesus spent a lot of time on boats. Eventually, we're going to want to pass a law about garage sizes so that everyone will have enough room to store their boats. Nothing trashes a neighborhood quicker than a bunch of boats sitting around in driveways. So I'm looking for a politician who will promise to put a boat in every garage. And if you're serious about family values, you'll join my crusade. Obviously, I'm kidding. Except for what I said about boats costing a lot of money. But some of the other solutions I hear seem just as silly. We require schools to teach family values. We demand that politicians legislate family values. We even expect Hollywood to promote family values. Everyone is supposed to instill family values, except for families. Let's take it from the top. Schools are here to educate. Politicians are here to govern. Hollywood is here to make money. But families are here to nurture, to love, to support, and dare I say it, instill values. So how do we pass on values? We practice them as parents. Simple, but hard. Consistency is the key. If you want to teach peace, model forgiveness. If you want to teach abstinence from drugs, empty your liquor cabinet. If you want to teach integrity, keep your word. If you want to teach thrift, practice simplicity. If you want to teach sexual purity, don't cheat on your spouse. If you want to teach compassion, rein in your judgment. If you want to teach mercy, be merciful. And take your children to church. A good, healthy church where love and compassion are not only preached, but practiced. Family values, they're free, but they cost, even more than boats. Friends, I love the discussion that's ensued as a result of current events in America, particularly the Supreme Court ruling on overturning federal abortions. And some people are looking at it as if it's an overwhelming defeat for those who are pro-choice. That's not what the ruling said. I mean, it's not a federal mandate now, but there are plenty of states in the United States who will still sanction abortions. And you want to see something that would really be a sign of the Lord's return, perhaps, would be if Californians rose up in mass and repented and overthrew abortion and all the other foolishness that's going on out there. Now, anyway, I don't want to stay on here and beleaguer the point. Sometimes, if y'all want to get mad at Philip Gully, go ahead, but I'm going to try and keep myself from saying something to make you angry. I saved that for my people on Sunday. Sorry. Those of you who know, and those of you that don't, be thankful that you don't. We love you. And remember, there's nothing this government's going to do that can steal the smile that Christ has given you in your heart. So don't offer it to them as tribute. Keep smiling, friends, and remember Jesus is coming soon, so eyes to the skies.